Fasten your seatbelts for an important message from Precise ParkLink C-Suite.
Alrighty, in our final session for today, we have a special message from our C-Suite. Luigi Lotto, Chief Operating Officer, and Emmanuel Loreno, Chief Digital Transformation Officer. Luigi provides executive support for our clients during the implementation phase and throughout the life of the contract. He is also the award winner of the Ted Sebring Award for Outstanding Contribution to the Canadian parking industry. Emmanuel plays a critical role in strengthening Precise ParkLink's industry-leading technology innovation and business intelligence experience. This session will provide an exclusive view into Precise ParkLink's emerging technology strategy and investments for 2025. To ensure we continue to support you, our partners. Please join me in welcoming Luigi and Emmanuel.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us here today. I'll start off by providing a high-level overview of the agenda. Okay, we'll start off with a little bit about Precise ParkLink and our position as your technology partner, followed by an overview of some key trends shaping the parking of mobility industry. Then the 2025 insights, providing a look inside our emerging technology strategy. Then our commitment to innovation so we can continue to be your reliable partner, followed by some Q&As, and we'll conclude after that with a cocktail reception and raffle. So as many of you know, we've been the trusted parking mobility industry leader for more than 35 years, and we continue to remain 100% Canadian. So we take pride in our ability to provide integrated parking technology solutions that deliver exceptional experience and lasting results, from program recommendations and facility maintenance to a series of hardware and software solutions to signage, marketing services, reporting, data, and analytics, as well as solutions for up-and-coming realms such as curbside management and camera-based technologies. So overall, it's Precise's goal to shape the future of mobility through innovation and intelligence so we can be there for our partners. Every step of the way, always making sure we have the best solutions at your fingertips, and you can lean on us for guidance and support at all times. We realize the game of parking technology has changed in the sense where people used to fuel the technology, but today it's the other way around, and this is why Precise ParkLink continues to focus on technology investments to fuel our team and the success we bring to the parking programs we manage. I have to say though, although technology drives us, it's the people behind our performance as well as the internal procedures backing them that drive us to go the extra mile in supporting our partners in developing programs such as Link, which represents our devotion to managing parking with technology-first approach. So whether it be for on-site operational support and customer service through our digital control center and remote monitoring service center, to provide the full suite of intuitive hardware and software solutions that provide customer-centric experiences, as well as our creative wing, which you've heard from our marketing group earlier. So technology is at the central part of everything we do, and will continue to be so we can continue to work smarter, stay ahead of the curve, and be reliable partners for all of you. Before I hand it over to Emmanuel to go over emerging technologies, as well as the current strategies and investments that we're making for many exciting ventures, I'd like to share a look inside our performance to date with you all today. So to date, we have Precise ParkLink is proud to employ over 1,000 employees throughout 17 offices across Canada, with our head office still in North York, Ontario. We have over 1,500 managed locations across Canada, and we generate approximately 24 million online views and requests for directions across all of them on an annual basis. And that's all due to the work our marketing department's been doing through all this digital advertising and so on. We continue to remain the #1 most active online parking operating company since 2019. We have well over 500,000 permit subscribers managed through our iPass program, and we currently support well over 20,000 devices across Canada. An interesting fact is we also process $2 billion of revenue on behalf of our clients. I'll now pass it off to Emmanuel, Precise ParkLink's Chief Digital Transformation Officer, to provide insights on technology ventures we are currently pursuing to enhance the level of support that we're providing to our partners. So, Emmanuel.
All right. Thank you, Luigi. So I think it's time for some nice French accent here. Okay, so what I'm going to be talking about with you guys today, and it's going to echo, by the way, a little bit of the Sol's presentation we had this morning, is going to be the deep transformation that Precise has been taking in terms of the technology that we work on and that we provide to the market. So there's something called this emerging technology strategy that we've been working on, and it basically leverages the power of the IoT, so it's the Internet of Things. I'm going to go over with you with a few numbers. They don't necessarily mean much, but I'm going to try to give you context. So basically, there's indeed 30-something billion connected objects today. And what's mostly interesting is that a connected object is actually a way to capture information. That information is then what can be used to work on these sexy trends that you've all been hearing about in terms of artificial intelligence. Market-wise, artificial intelligence today is about like a $200 billion global market, right? And it's supposed to go, I think, over 10 years to something like $3 trillion. So it's really something that is becoming hyper-massive, even more than what people think. And it's big to the point that most countries expect AI to have a real influence of 2 to 5, depending on the forecast, 2 to 5 points on their GDP. So it's a huge thing that we are facing now. And like every technology, although we hear a lot of stuff about what you can do with the ChatGPTs of the world and the self-driving cars and everything, there's a lot of marketing involved into this. So there's kind of the reality of the market and what you can do at this point in time, and then kind of fantasize a little bit of what it can be, maybe 20 years from now. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. The first one here is what we call the essential 8 technologies. So 8 technologies you see from top to bottom, artificial intelligence. So I'm not going to explain to you what that is. Everybody's kind of familiar with the concept. But basically, it's the ability for a computing object to be able to simulate some shape or form of human intelligence. You have the Internet of Things, which is what we all use all day, every day. So the phones, can be anything that captures information, right, and can upload it to the Internet. The blockchain, a word on that, because most people, although you guys all know about Bitcoins and stuff like that, the blockchain is basically a form of artificial intelligence that allows you to encrypt transactions, like putting them all together by blocks, which is why it's called a blockchain. Every single one is encrypted, and that verification is done by a network of decentralized computers, making it very, very hard to hack. It's not perfect, has a ton of issues still as of today, which is why it's not been widely adopted, but it's part of the, I would say, AI trends of the future. You have virtual reality. That one, everybody has been talking about it for decades now. Augmented reality, so the ability to add virtual objects to your line of sight through your glasses or things like that. You've all heard about the Apple Vision Pro. We have an example there also of an augmented reality device. Robotics, and then you have those 2 last ones are really the most interesting, because they're going to be what's going to give us breakthroughs in terms of technology. So the first one is the quantum computing. So without getting too technical into how computers work, because I don't really know, to be fair, but basically you all heard about it's zeros and ones. So you encode every single information with 2 states, right? Quantum computing, though, is a bit different because you assume that the state of an object can be 0, 1, or something in between. Long story short, what that does is a step forward to simulate how the cells of the brain work. So instead of having dumb machines, I would say interpreting programs, you're able to better simulate the way the brain works, or at least what we know today of how a brain functions. And then you have the famous neuromorphic computing, which is the cool name for this AI implementation. So neuromorphic just means I try to use as a development tool, like a computer development tool, programs that simulate how the brain works through neural networks. So what's behind this, you've all heard the words machine learning, neural networks, maybe fuzzy logic for some of you. So that's what's behind this. It's this ability to try to morph how a brain thinks. So very quickly, so you guys understand how long this can take, the artificial intelligence thing. When I finished, so I finished a PhD in AI in 2001. At the time, we were told whatever you're doing here will take at least 20 years to transfer to the industry, which was fairly accurate because 20 years later, here we are talking about ChatGPTs and self-driving cars and stuff like that. So it takes a long time to really mature. One word, by the way, about self-driving cars. So today, they believe that by 2030, we'll have level 3 driving cars. So what that means is that they think that 10 years from now, we'll have self-driving cars that under some kind of road characteristics will allow us to not be in control. My point here being, we really need to learn to split what's realistic and available short term, all the steps in between, and what the technology is going to be when it's mature. So even self-driving cars, if you're in California, in a highway that is all straight with a bit of traffic, it works. If you're in the middle of Toronto with the crazy traffic everywhere and buses and whatever, it's a bit more complicated. Anyway, all that to tell you guys that as Precise ParkLink, our job is evolving into something a bit different. Where we used to be a parking operator based on technology, with technology at the core that everything the company was doing, we keep that DNA, right? But at the same time, we became over the years, and it's even more true now, a technology integrator. Meaning that what we do today really is integrating several sources of technology into one big solution that we can then deploy in various environments. So Precise at heart is really a technology company that masters integration and applies its skills into the parking world and the mobility world. It's not the other way around. And it's becoming more and more true because of these new tools that we have to apprehend and work on. Okay, so what kind of technology do we integrate today and leverage for the solutions that we bring to the market? So there's a whole bunch of things, but basically, for this link concept that we have, it's analytics, it's managing your reservations, it's permits, it's marketing, it's staffing, it's whatever you want. This circle here, what's behind it is actually for every single subsystem that is here, there's a technology behind it, and that technology needs to learn to live within a single unique environment where we can have access to all the data that is generated from every single one of these things that we talk about here in real time and all the time. It's a very important concept because historically, these things were considered as silos of technology, right? And as we move forward and when they inject some artificial intelligence into this, so it makes sense from a global system, you need to have a holistic approach and integrate everything. One of the first things that we have been working on, and this is not necessarily AI related, but it's very important still, I think Saul mentioned it this morning, AI can be used in a variety of things. One of them is the way you interact with your customers, either because you want to capture some information that they want to give to you, because of support, just because you want to do the transaction, a transaction that can be you can make it super, super easy versus what they use today. So as you know, we have this ParkTin platform, and ParkTin has been modernized. We're in the process of integrating a bunch of services into ParkTin. So instead of just being, I would say, a payment app, it becomes a payment platform for various services that you guys can use, but with the real emphasis into how you interact with it from a user standpoint, and it needs to be like a 1, 2, 3 super easy thing. And then if you have trouble using it, that's when the AI, through, you all know, chatbots and contextual help, depending on what you want to do at a point in time while you're using the app, that's when the AI component will kick in and help you get to like the best experience that you can have. The other one is the license plate recognition. So license plate recognition also plays a vital role in this whole ecosystem that we'll develop a little bit more what that means. Whatever we do, we need some kind of virtual ID to be able to identify you. So anonymously, I mean, right? Then we can encrypt, you can do all kinds of things. But on the systems that we work on today, there's many ways of identifying a user. And license plate recognition really is one of them. Through license plate, then you can imagine all kinds of services that you can push in a personalized way, and the license plate kind of becomes your technical mobility ID, because as long as you're driving that car, we kind of know where you go, who you are, what kind of services you can access to, push to you maybe specific offerings and things like that. So knowing how to manage this license plate thing goes way further than just, oh, I'll read your license plate and I open the gate. The concept goes way beyond that. The next one is the dynamic pricing. So dynamic pricing is kind of a double-edged sword, because here too, it's the concept of learning customer behaviors and analyzing how they park, how long do they stay, what times of the day. And obviously you need tons of analytics to do that, and trying to adapt your parking strategies based on the behavior of your parkers. So this dynamic pricing thing is, I would say it's a double-edged sword, because it's good if it's used, I would say, in an environment that you completely control and understand. Like, you know that if you change the rate at that time, the tolerance of your parkers is going to be good enough that they're going to well react to that variation in price if you do it like in real time, for example, like some people try to do. But at the same time, it can induce some kind of uncertainty in some contexts, which is like, I don't really know how much I'm going to pay because it's going to be based on occupancy. So you can have different experiences and different amounts of money to pay depending on the context. So long story short here, dynamic pricing is an amazing tool. It's not something that you can use everywhere, but it's definitely a good study to make based on the data that you can capture to make sure that you understand your ecosystem and how you can play with it eventually, and the impacts on revenue and things like that. This one here, and will be my final point where I'm going to spend a little bit of time. I was saying that Precise, we're taking a very big initiative, so again, into making sure that we are at the edge of the technology when it comes to artificial intelligence, chatbots, business intelligence systems. So we came up with this unified intelligence. That's what this symbol means, this unified intelligence concept. So that means actually two things. The first one is for our customers. For our customers, what that means is that we, as a company, are working into better communicating with you. So better communicating with you means, for example, I want to make sure that whenever you have a problem, I'm able to take your message right away classify it, know how many people are complaining about the same thing, for example, how many requests we have that are identical, the amounts of time that are needed to solve these issues. This can be done through AI tools, but it requires a different way of interacting with you. In other words, to give you an example, an email is not something that you can use to achieve these kind of things. That's where the chatbots, for example, enter into play. A chatbot would be, in this case, like a direct mean of communication from you to us, where you can select what your problem is, get in touch with somebody immediately, and on our end, we can keep track of what you asked and follow up on it and have kind of dashboards all across the board about what's happening with our customers and what their needs are. From an operational standpoint, a transactional standpoint, having this unified intelligence system allows us to capture transactional information. So transactional information, think what revenue, where, what time, averages, means, max, pressure of parking, where do people go, how do they move, what time do they come, when do they leave, all that kind of stuff. So all that data today is captured, but it needs to be organized, structured, and then put at your disposal through the business intelligence tools that we're working on. So this is going to be quite a big change for you as our customers, so for the better, we hope. And it's going to really change the way you interact with the systems that you have today in a way, I believe, in a very, very better way and easier way to interact with your data. We're going to put all that at your disposal, and we're going to interact with you progressively, learn from you as you learn from the systems that we can bring you, to try to deploy something that is really, I would say, life-changing with the way you operate your systems today. From an internal standpoint, and that will be my conclusion here, for us as a company to better serve you, this unified intelligence also means that we have to measure internally how we behave as a company, meaning that if you ask us to develop something for you, what are our development cycles? Are we efficient? Do we get back to you on time? Do we deliver projects on time? How do we manage our support teams? Do they answer in a timely fashion? Do they solve your issues? If the subscribers call us for some information, do they get somebody in 10 seconds and we solve their problems? So measuring is not only measuring the systems that we deploy out there, is also measure the performance of the company internally. And that's where this whole unified intelligence system comes from. I hope I'm not too confusing. It's the idea of aggregating the whole set of data, external and internal, and make it so we have a comprehensive and efficient system that you guys will be able to use to pilot, I would say, your assets on the field, if that makes sense. And I think I'm done. I'm going to hand over to Luigi again. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Emmanuel, for providing our partners a great understanding of our emerging technology strategy and how we'll benefit their programs going forward. Preparing our business for technology breakthroughs has always been on our radar, so we can ensure our strategies and investments are growth-proof and scalable, as well as ensure we're able to meet our partners' needs and the needs of the consumers across Canada. This is why we established exclusive partnerships with some of the world's most innovative technology manufacturers, and also continue to invest in our own internal R&D. It all boils down to satisfying our clients' needs and being able to provide in-house resources that allow everyone to save on costs, control quality, and turnaround times. As a technology partner, it's our goal to help our clients manage parking with technology and easily navigate the world of technology advancements, remaining ahead of the curve as well as remaining in compliance with all the regulations. Every undertaking we invest in, we evaluate how it will benefit our clients and consumers alike. Okay? So as I wrap things up, I just wanted to say thank you all for attending our second annual ParkXpo partner event. We truly value your partnership and are honored to be your chosen providers. Thank you. So.
Thank you to Luigi and Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Thank you.